characters that's happening on our site right now that, you know, is still a work in progress. But it's on my fucking shirt. And one of the two girls who first came up with the idea is here tonight. That I just found her on Twitter. Is Adelie? Are you here? What? You're both here? Oh, look at you guys. Come on up. Come on up. That's awesome. And then, now hold off for 1 second. How are you, my nigga? Give me a hug. It's great to You guys are awesome. I'm a fan of yours.
Thank you.
So, there's also, good. You having a good time tonight?
I'm having an excellent time.
All right, good. There's also one other person I want to bring up who's also someone from the community, and he's been on the site for a long time. Richie Millennium wrote something onto the bulletin board. Richie, are you here? There he is. Is that you? Oh, that's not him. That's more like what I pictured you. That's funny. Good to see you, too. All right. Okay, so wait. So we have three, like, kind of superstar hit recorders here in our Washington, D.C. I just want to start this off. Richie, will you read to us what you wrote? Are you guys recording? All right.
The road is a never-ending, unrelenting, life-draining, soul-sucking pain in my ass.
Sounds just like you. He's got such a distinct voice. He's the guy who at the beginning was like, at this time, we'd like to remind you. Please turn on all recording. We've been using his voice to do that announcement for like 3 years now. So, and Adelie, what's your name?
My name is Emily.
Emily, okay, pleasure to meet you. And Supi, what's your name?
Sujen.
Sujen. Nice, and I'm Joe. So you wrote, I embarked on my very first solo traveling adventure to get here.
Yes.
Your very first solo traveling adventure.
Very first.
And yet we find you here and you're not exactly solo, are you?
No, I became unsolo.
Oh, I see. Good. So you guys met here.
Yes.
But on the road you were alone.
On the road I was alone.
And that's the first time you were alone on the road?
Very first time. Yeah.
Sorry.
All by myself. It's okay.
You can talk to me or the camera. Either one's fine.
Okay, I'll talk to you.
Sure. No, it's a little strange. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get more graceful with it. So, how long of a road trip was it?
It wasn't long. It was about an hour. I got a little delayed though, so it became like an hour and a half.
Did you have any good ideas for Shadowcast?
I get them sometimes on the road, but not this time. I was too keyed up for this,
Okay.
so I couldn't think of it.
All right, Supi, how did you get here? Sorry, I know you by your name, like your name.
It's fine.
Your
It's
record name, Supi.
I actually don't live too far. My school's very close, so it's not a very much of a trip for me. But it was very nice. I mean, it was kind of a trip meeting all my friends here. Like first time meeting her.
You guys have never met in person before?
No, we planned it and it just.
So wait, how did it actually happen that you came up with those characters together?
On like a tiny chat.
Well, it first started. She made a picture of her. She just called it Shadow Being, and it was just like a solo image. And I mean, I wasn't the only one to see the potential in it, but I think I'm just the first one to jump on it.
Okay.
I checked her record right before I went to work, and I saw her image, and I immediately started drawing out other little like shadows with it. I told her, I commented, I'm gonna make them friends. I saw more, and I did more. I was at work, even while I was at work, I'm still drawing stuff.
And then tell me, how did it go from there? What's been the progression or the journey, so to speak, to it being on my t-shirt?
Well, it's just sort of, we talked back and forth for about a month, and we just sort of built this little world, each little individual shadow, what it's about, its cast and everything. Right. And then I finally got sick of it just sitting around and just not doing anything. So I got my ass, and I was like, okay, let's make a collab, just cause. I didn't even tell her. And it was like in the middle of January, and then it just sort of got the ball rolling. Jared and everyone saw it. And then Melonberry designed that t-shirt, and a guy, I don't know exactly who, I'm sorry, put it all together, and then it just started selling, and it was crazy.
It's a beautiful story. It's about the way that there's like different casts in this world depending on where the sun is. So that if the sun's over here, it creates long shadows, and they're sort of the elites. And then when the sun is high in the sky, it creates these short shadows, and they're sort of the everyman. And then the sort of untouchables are these characters, the gloam, that are from shadows that weren't cast by the sun, from light like, you know, electric light and stuff. It's just a really clever story. So if there's are there any writers here tonight? if you're interested, because this is a collaboration I'm always kind of watching to see where's the idea, how can we turn this into like, it's the kind of thing that actually in a TV show you could have like recurring serial little short films and stuff. Are you familiar with the Shadowcast collaboration, Richie?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
When are you going to write something for it?
Well, see, I don't have any good ideas for it. I thought it was going in such a great direction, but I couldn't really fit in there.
All right, fair enough. So now, hey, you can always fit in there.
Hey Joe, they could buy the shadow being on Recollection, in fact, in the
Ladies and gentlemen, my dirty producer, Jared Geller, is trying to sell copies of Recollection. No, it's a beautiful anthology that we made that I'm deeply proud of. And it is on, for sale in the lobby. And the introduction to this Shadowcast story is published in the book. It's called Recollection. Check it out. Thanks, Jared. Can I have a round of applause for producer Jared? I just want to hear, that's such an impassioned piece of writing and reading, Richie. Why is the road such a pain in your ass? I mean, we're sitting here kind of glorifying the road, what, you know.
Well, I was kind of glorifying the road too, but then I made the drive from Nashville to Washington. That really sucked. So I have a different view. Well, I still had that view, I forget the view, and then when I have these romanticized views of these cities.
Of a road trip.
Yeah, and the road trip, and I think, that would be great. But then I get on the road and I remember, oh yeah, I hate this.
Let's hear it for him, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I'm gonna keep this. We're gonna like publish this or something. All right. So at this time, I'd just like to give a little mention because it is special. One of our sponsors of this tour. We have two really special sponsors for this tour. One is Levi's. Nice. One is Sony. And they deserve your applause because, look, HitRecord's not about money, but it costs money to put on shows like this, and it is nice to be able to pay artists like Soupy and Atlee. They get paid when people buy these t-shirts. You know what I mean? And like Richie gets paid when some of his videos that are on Recollection get bought, etc. And so what Sony and Levi's are doing is they're supporting our community. And so any artist that's getting paid, they're also getting some money from Sony and from Levi's. And you know, we've got this fucking badass camera and 501s, etc. Anyway, I just want to say thank you to you guys. So can we have a round of applause? There's one collaboration that Levi's really wanted to sponsor, and